Welcome back to the channel. We're here doing some Baldur's Gate 3. This is a rogue slash thief playthrough. We made it to outskirts of Baldur's Gate, as you can see. At least I think that's Baldur's Gate over there. I haven't explored any of it, but I'm willing to bet that's where we're headed. But I don't know. So anyway, let's
Bet that will fit in my pack.
I bet it will too. Now, whether or not you can carry it, who knows?
With haste.
What does this... I'm assuming I can't actually get in there. It's just a hole. Okay, well never mind. I just thought maybe we'll see if there's anything down there. Who knows? You just never know with this game. They had things. So...
Let's have a look.
Traveler's chest. I'll take that. Apparently we've been celebrating. Yep. Okay. Wheel.
Already feeling better.
Taken from the light to be raised in darkness. Your truth is finally dawning, Shadowheart. You can follow its light, or you can retreat back into dusk. The truth is finally dawning. Shadowheart can follow its light, or she can retreat back into dusk.
That was kind of a weird little glitch looking thing there. That's okay. Why is everything just rotted? Yeah, you can say they're burlap sacks. They're not meant to hold up to stuff, but I mean...
Shadowheart was no true child of Shah, merely a captive. She must have her vengeance.
It's funny.
Did you want something? If not, I'm perfectly happy to just gaze upon you a while. Very serious of you, but go ahead. Not sure what to feel. My parents are alive, and I need to save them. I'm lucky to have you by my side. I don't think I could face what's to come otherwise.
Fine. What's on your mind?
No notes. You've exceeded my every expectation. Considering all we've been through, I think I was very lucky to find such favorable company. And attractive company too, no less. Of course. Even if I could remember, I'm not sure I'd tell you. I don't want your ego to get overinflated.
Alright. Let's see. I tell you, when I see stuff like that, I always think they're like hidden doors,
Let's see what this does.
hidden rooms or something. That's what I always feel. Okay, I'm just thinking we're not going to find anything of any real importance around here. Wait.
Shadowheart has found a little bit of herself again. Seluna cannot take all of the credit. She may have lit the way, but it is the cleric who took this step. That speaks well of your taste. I've heard my share of bad ballads about things I never did. If you have questions, ask. Just don't expect my answers to rhyme. It was Baal alone we faced in our time. And bad as that was, he had no elder brain for a lapdog then. Help won't come from the history books, or from any old tales I can spin you. This is your story to write. There. Have I fulfilled my role as your wise and wizened elder? What need, when it seems so intent on repeating itself? But stay this apocalypse, and I'll let you read my journals. Promise. Ask it. More than I would like. In my youth, I was a brief and very much unwilling member of a colony's hive mind. I felt the way they think. Saw the world as they do. Foul, unnatural creatures who find the foulness in us and twist it to their will. But then, who am I speaking to? You have far more experience than I. I believe you. You remind me of another I knew, marked by forces beyond their control. The gods can grant power or strip it away, but so long as your will remains, you have the only weapon you need.
Alright. Alright, I think... So what do we do here now? Do we just rest? Is that what we do? I guess. Wait, who wants to speak to me? You know, speak to everybody? I mean, as much as you're here. There's only 4 people in the camp that I can see. And I've spoken to all of them.
Well met.
So he will didn't have anything to say.
I'm listening.
No, nothing there.
Aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Very serious of you. But go ahead. Well, don't stand in ceremony. Come here.
I mean, I don't know. What am I supposed to do here?
Fine. What's on your mind?
We've already talked about all this.
Of course.
Not sure what to feel. My parents are alive, and I need to.
We've already done that. Huh.
One final night in the open air, and then back to the city. Rest while you can. I fear that quite a bit of work awaits us. Ask it.
I mean, we've already talked those. What does a join me do?
Are we ready for the road once more? You have enough fine young folk to run around and do your bidding. Come back when they need a rest.
I'm confused.
Looks empty.
Oh, there's Karlak. Okay. People outside the camp. That's so weird. So weird. Like, oh, just talk to the person that's sitting outside the camp.
Poor Shadowheart. She's been jerked around so much. I want to believe the gods keep this world balanced, but sometimes I wonder. He got his claws into me early. I was a wild kid, brawling my way through the city. One of my mates got wind of a bit of work guarding some indoorsy type with lots of enemies. Seemed like easy money, so I went in for it. He took one look at me and said I was perfect. I like that. Not like that, you know. Just... it felt like a good fit. I kept him safe, and he paid me well. well enough to move my folks into a better neighborhood and put something away for the future. My future. I respected him, trusted him. And he returned that trust, that respect. His life was in my hands, and I took that seriously. The whole thing with Zariel happened so fast. I had no idea what had gone down until it was over. One minute I was in Baldur's Gate, a happy, healthy, not quite kid. The next, I was burning up in Avernus with an engine for a heart. Zariel laughed. Said she paid him well for my services. She'd wanted to test her new machine, and he said I'd be able to handle it. He was right. Sometimes I wish he weren't. Evil, evil bastard.
Okay. So, who else do we need to talk to then? There we are. There's who actually needed to talk to us right there.
I was supposed to sacrifice myself to stop the Absolute. Yeah, I don't think I could have gone through with it, in truth. And I'm glad that I didn't, given what has come to light. Indeed. Under other circumstances, I might have been subdued or ashamed. But after what we saw, I must admit, I'm excited. The Elder Brain. But more importantly, the crown that it wore. Even without seeing it for myself, I could sense it. Netherese magic. So pure, so complete. And I doubted what I was feeling at first. Most Netherese artifacts contain only the faintest amount of their former power. The ghost of an echo of a memory. That crown was different. I can't fathom how such a wonder survived. Surely everything of its ilk was destroyed along with Netheril itself, but no matter. It exists. I must learn more of it. That crown sits on a gargantuan elder brain bent on destroying us and everything we hold dear. Understanding its true nature might unlock the means of our victory. We need to learn more about what we saw. An artifact as powerful as that crown must have been documented somewhere. As luck would have it, we'll soon find ourselves near one of the finest book collections this side of Candlekeep. Sorcerer's Sundries. I need to go there and learn all I can. Ha! Sorcerer's Sundries is no mere trading post. It's been serving the arcane community for centuries. Their collection of rare tomes is unparalleled. I mean, Netherese texts are hardly commonplace, but I'm certain they'll have one or two stashed away. You'll have to forgive my eagerness, but if my suspicions prove to hold water, this could be the answer to all our problems.
Alright. So I'm guessing that's...
The gate is closed, as is Cazador. And we are no closer to knowing why that bastard is so obsessed with getting me back. I think we should track down my fellow Spawn. I'm not exactly looking forward to a reunion, but perhaps they'll know something. If we can find them, we can force them to tell us what he's been doing since I was gone. And honestly, I imagine they'll be coming for me in the night if I don't. Unless Cazador's changed their orders, they'll be in the dens of this town, seeking prey. We should get to them first. And then we can make their pretty tongues talk.
It's Withers. This is a big camp area. Not sure how I feel about it.
Thou hast now a bosom companion. Take care that thou art not distracted on thy quest, seeking the comforts of the flesh.
Oh wow, okay.
Recall that in time, all becomes dust and bone.
That's weird. Alright. Let's go talk to them real quick, I guess.
Begone, friend. I have a darling to adore. Our thoughts are as one, my friend. You must face the chosen of Bane and Baal. I will do my part to see them laid low.
Alright.
Looking forward to a bit of rest, if I'm honest. It's been a long century.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you were resting most of it. Isn't that how that worked? I don't know. Okay, anyway. Let's go back here. Some more berries. Definitely pick some berries. Alright. Is it? I wonder if it's this. I wonder if it's the ones in the middle. It's weird to me that the ones in the middle are the ones that I've had in my team the whole time. I wonder if it's like purpose.
The events of the last days weigh heavily upon you. Sleep's rest is slow to come to one whose mind is so full. The Absolute is not a god, but an elder brain controlled by the chosen of the Dead Three. They mean to use it to take control of the Sword Coast. All who carry the tadpole are governed by the brain, and by extension the chosen. It will take but one order to transform them into an army of mind flayers. This would have been your fate too, were it not for the astral prison, and the mysterious visitor inside of it. With her help, you have uncovered the cult for what it really is. A plan of conquest orchestrated by the gods of death themselves. Together, you have the power to thwart the Dead Three. If you follow this path to its end, the Elder Brain will not answer to the Chosen. It will answer to you. Will you liberate them from their parasites and their religious delusions? Or will you use the power you gain for your own purposes?
Wow, that's interesting.
You will not have long to wait. All you need to do now is sleep.
That's pretty ominous
but
right there.
Sleep is not for you.
The reckoning is upon us! The city thirsts for domination. March! Join power.
Oh man.
We're under attack. Help me.
Okay, wait. No. What are these journal entries? So far, I've only got Volo. Is that a lot? Okay. Where are... Okay, there's two up here. Will has first attack. Okay, that's interesting. This is an action. Action. $60. I'm gonna do these. I don't really want to do that, I don't think, right yet. Alright, let's... What? He dashed and didn't... Wait, escape to the portal?
Tadpole scum! Attack!
Fight your way to the portal. I need your help.
Alright, let's see. Ah.
Let my name be known. Taking position.
Need to stay focused.
Quickly! I can't do this without you.
What path lies before me?
No one up here? Let's see. Let's see here.
That's a friendly looking shadow.
Forever dauntless. Open up. Coming through.
Man, they're just hitting like crazy. I probably just need to run for it, don't I? Because they're going to keep coming, aren't they?
Heading there.
Swift and lethal. or we will all become thralls.
Finding my way.
There's another one.
Another fight. Let's go. Seems simple enough.
Alright. That was the goal, was just to get to the portal. So... it's a skull.
That thing's not going to hold together much longer.
I wish I could rest. I think I did quite a bit of damage there in that fight.
I'm here. Help me. I'm under attack. Alright.
Time to strike. My path be true.
We can actually do that.
Can't give up.
That was the wrong one. We're gonna do that.
Friend, you will be cleansed.
What are they? What is it? What are they casting? Fireball?
Last much longer.
Glad it told me what they were casting. I didn't see.
Battle favors the fearless.
Alright, let's
Concentrate.
I'm gonna heal a bit, which wasn't a lot. Because
Forever dauntless.
Victory awaits.
This is my time.
Victory awaits. You bow, or you break.
It's not over. Come to the skull.
Alright, let's see. Can we short rest here? Can we short rest here? Let's.
Hurry! I can't hold them back alone.
I'm guessing we're not gonna have time to short rest.
Never wanted the easy path.
Yeah, I've got brains to pick up here, okay? Just chill, I'll be there in a moment.
I need you now.
Alright, let's see. I don't want to do this.
Work to do.
Okay.
The skull. Come to the skull.
Let's do one as a 3. Okay, so that.
Onward then.
Let's F5 it here. Well, I wanted
To be.
It's not over. Come to the skull. Help me.
Come on, Wheel.
It's not over. Come to the skull.
Can you stop?
Please, help me.
All's well that ends. Not as bad as it could have. At the ready. What's inside?
This is pretty cool, though, I have to say.
Before you do anything, I am your ally. We are in danger.
Gate abomination. By the one true sky. What is this madness?
The Githyanki is the source of our protection against the Absolute. I must subdue him. or everything we've worked towards is lost. Don't let my form deceive you. I am the one that's been protecting you. I am the one that came to you in your dreams. Help me. The Honor God. Eliminate them. My forces are weakened by their assault, but with your help, we can turn this around. Destroy the Guard. I will subdue their master.
I mean, I don't think we can do this. But should have added. Really? Really, you're rolling one.
Despite your best attempts to be subtle, the Mind Flayer's awareness is everywhere. You blunder in its presence like a walk pup learning to walk.
You must be joking. I am telling you my thoughts directly into your head. But if you insist on taking a look for yourself, be my guest.
Nothing in your colourful existence to date could have prepared you for this. As the horror subsides, you are left with only one coherent thought. You must do whatever you can to subdue the Githyanki.
Happy? Now, join me. Fight!
Aid an Illithid against Githyanki? We cannot. We must not!
Your blind loyalty will be your undoing, Lae'zel. Fight with me, for your own survival.
I don't know. I don't know which is.
Together, we can turn the tide.
Is this. What in the world is this thing doing?
Battle favors the fearless.
Missed on both of them. Critical hit.
Come on, can't stay idle.
What was that? I don't like when I can't see what they're actually doing. How did I get that much damage again?
Destroy the Honor Guard.
Can you do something, dude? Is that all you're gonna do right there? What did I even? Did I just completely miss?
Time to push my luck again.
How did you miss both of those?
This is my time.
Alright.
Fleet of foot.
A little help, please.
I can't believe she missed that.
Well, so much for peace. Hope your soul is in good health. Light on my feet.
I must regain control over the Githyanki plates.
I don't like that. I don't like the fact that when that was dominated, I couldn't actually do anything.
Bow, or you break.
Hmm.
I'm ready.
Thank you. That was too close. Don't look at me like that. I am a mind flayer. Yes. Without me, you would be a slave to the Absolute.
It's obscene to owe my life to a damned geich. No more lies, no more tricks. I will have answers.
You may call me the Emperor.
Kinda
An
arrogant.
adventurer. I came from Baldur's Gate, though I was never one to be constrained by circumstance. I longed for more. That That longing brought me to Moonrise Towers on a search for treasure. To a colony of mind flayers who caught me, changed me into what I am now. For years, I served the Elder Brain. The one you know as the Absolute. I was a thrall like any other, but I was fortunate. I broke free and started a new life in my old city. I sustained myself on criminals. Unglamorous, but there are plenty of them, rarely missed. And they fueled me while I did my work. I had the good fortune to meet Duke Stelmane. We formed a partnership, and through her, I became the governing force behind the Knights of the Shield, the largest mercantile operation in Baldur's Gate. People referred to me as the Emperor. Such was my influence, though of course they had no idea what I really was. My needs were sated. I was happy for a while, until my true nature was discovered by the tyrant himself, Lord Gortash. He tore me from my home and brought me back to the Brain, where I became a slave once again. A slave he continued to call the Emperor. The name was intended as a slight, to remind me of the heights from which I fell. But I have grown fond of it. It encapsulates well who I've become. Indeed, his hubris knows no bounds. To enslave me, that was his nature. But to enslave an Elder Brain, a questionable decision. I shall look forward to sharing his downfall with you. We fought to tame Prince Orpheus, the son of Gith herself.
Orpheus? Impossible. He was slain by Shastil Kithrak himself.
Quite possible, I assure you. His power has been the source of your continued protection against the voice of the Absolute. The power to disrupt hive mind communication. It is the same power that enabled Orpheus's mother to bring about the fall of the Illithid Empire eons ago. A power she passed on to him, and that I leveraged for you. When Orpheus's mother left, a usurper took her place. Vlaakith declared herself queen of the Githyanki. Vlaakith wanted his power, but Orpheus rose against her, and so she sealed him and his honor guard within this prison. Bound by infernal chains, Orpheus could never leave. Bound by duty, his guard never would. They were close to breaking my hold on that prince. And if they had succeeded, we would be lost. I am relieved. You have embraced your potential enough that you could help me eliminate them. Alone, Orpheus will be much easier to control. Most certainly Orpheus. He is a threat to her reign. Some Githyanki still revere him in defiance of their teachings. Vlaakith was safe as long as they believed him to be dead. But as you can see, he is very much alive.
I don't understand. The histories claim the prince was burned to ash in the skies.
Your histories are fabrications. The prince was not killed. As you can very well see, he was imprisoned. She kept him this way because she was reluctant to eradicate such power. Power that she might one day wish to take from him. If the Githyanki ever find out what she has done, there will be civil war. Vlaakith will be finished. No. Gortash sent me on a mission to retrieve the Astral Prism. I was one of many, but the first to find it. How How Gortash or the other Chosen learned of its existence, I do not know. The moment I found it, I felt it change. My free will returning. I followed the feeling inside, and found Orpheus. I realized what the prism was for. Containment. While my body was within the prism's bounds, my mind was free. I could resist the Elder Brain, the Chosen. Better yet, I could plan to overthrow them. All I needed to do was subdue Orpheus and find allies in the outer world. You. That would be a terrible idea. The moment he is free, he will attack you. Your only defense would be to kill him, and in so doing, he would doom us both.
Even though he is subdued, you feel Orpheus's revulsion, a pulsing hatred that cannot be contained. The Emperor is telling the truth. To him, you are just another wretched illithid.
You carry a tadpole. As far as Orpheus is concerned, you are already a Lithid, a sworn enemy, just like me. I appreciate that, but this is what I am. My original body was destroyed when I transformed. When I first escaped the Elder Brain, I searched for a new vessel, but the longer I inhabited this one, the more it grew on me. I realized that returning to my former self would only impose limitations. Any advantage I could gain by restoring my original appearance, I already had to hand in the form of magic, and that humanoid shape you've come to know. As an Illithid, I have far surpassed who I ever was before. You, too, should embrace this change. I believe we'll have a better chance of defeating the Elder Brain if you embrace your latent Illithid potential. I've been studying you for a while now. I believe I can trigger the next stage of your tadpole's life cycle, while continuing to preserve your independence. You have seen what I can do. Imagine yourself with the same strength, the same intelligence, the same devastating beauty. If you let me, I can evolve you. You will be able to do things you never thought were possible. There will be physical alterations, of course, but only partial. You will retain most of your current form, and you will soon see that the benefits outweigh any perceived loss. The answer is twofold. One, I can, but it would kill you, as I told you before. Two, why would I? You have done well with the limited form you have, but you would do far better as an Illithid. So, do you wish to evolve or not? I understand. Let us hope then that your present self will be sufficient to deal with 3 gods of death and a giant magically enhanced Elder Brain. But in case you change your mind... look after it. Use it when you're ready to evolve. You or your allies. It has vitality enough for you all. But we mustn't lose focus. We need to resume our journey. You heard the Chosen. The Brain has gone to the city, and the army marches to follow. We must not let them reach it. We must find the Brain, and bring it under our control.
Okay. need to find them all. Alright. So let's see what's around here. Boot set. That's not terribly useless. I mean, terribly useful for what we have.
Worth a rummage? Let's try this way.
We actually leveled there, didn't we? So we'll do that here in just a moment.
Might be useful.
Not like home will ever believe this. Better not be cursed.
The orb hums with cerebral magic, permeable, but impenetrable. Within it, the Githyanki prince is as silent as a corpse, but for the murmur of his powers being siphoned away.
Alright, let's wait, we're in level.
Let's get going. Soft and whisper.
Huh. 88. Wow, so close. Alright. Get in the cantrip. Let's get True Struck. Kind of cold. We're gonna do that right now. Hunger Vidar. Subclass feature. Says your superiority dice increases 1d10. Okay. Gain 2 passives. don't know. I don't think I want to use the spirit down like that. We have a lot of them though. Let's do that. You can cast Divine Intervention to evoke your god's aid. Once used, this can never be used again. Dude, those different, don't they? Huh. Okay, I don't know what that does. Alright, so let's save it here. Then we're going to go through the portal. Yeah, why not? Okay, we're back here.
Let's see.
Mysterious artifact.
I've got a long road ahead.
Okay, that's what that is. Okay.
I should unwind in camp.
Moving ahead.
Okay, let's go. There's that. The unconscious one still laying there. It's hilarious.
Just what I need.
Alright, let's talk to Lae'zel.
Orpheus, Gith's only son. He lives. It is not the Geich visitor that Vlaakith would destroy and Voss would set free. It is Orpheus, the blood of the mother, the prince of the comet. Listen close. The Emperor spoke only in half-truths. For you to know the tale of Orpheus, you must know the tale of Gith and of Vlaakith. Long ago, when we rose up against our Geich slavers, Mother Gith made for the Hells to secure an alliance with the archdevil Tiamat. Tiamat gifted the Githyanki our red dragons. Gith remained in the Hells, and Tiamat's envoy proclaimed Vlaakith our ruler. The first Vlaakith of many. It is Vlaakith 157 whom my people now call Queen. Yes. Our current queen has claimed undeath and reigned for 1,000 years. But it was the first whom Orpheus tried to slay. Orpheus is Gith's only son. He led his mother's own honor guard in a coup against Vlaakith I. It was Kithrak Voss himself who slayed the prince in vicious battle, or so the Varshas teach us. Yet the Prince of the Comet's been with us, subdued by that repugnant Illithid. Should Orpheus go free, he would tear Vlaakith's empire to pieces and build new glory from the scraps. We meet Voss in the city, and we obtain the key to freeing Orpheus from his prison. Every word Voss spoke, he spoke true. Orpheus is the living proof of the Queen's lies, and the living weapon that conquered our Geich slavers. One word from his lips, and the people would doubt. 2 words, and they would rage. 3 words, and they would bow to the true heir. If the Githyanki are to be free, the Prince of the Comet must lead the way.
Look at that. Just covered in it, man.
It also promises to break us beyond repair. This ossified parasite does not make us more, but less. There will be ice where once there was fire. There will be a void where our souls once resided. I know, and I won't. What about him? The historical slates describe Orpheus as a fearsome, terrible creature, powerful beyond measure, and enthralled by the Geich. So mad with power, he'd smash through the Githyanki Empire and deliver the shards to his illithid masters. And glowing with such psionic force that he and his red dragon blazed a trail through the skies. A lethal comet careening towards my people. Lies, of course. Vlaakith spread a false image of Orpheus as monstrous betrayer, and her knights as the butchers who sliced him through. She was right to fear him, I'll grant her that. So great is the comet, it could shatter her reign. The Emperor may be loathsome, but it's right. Orpheus can disrupt a Geich hive mind. A talent like that makes the Prince a powerful shield and a powerful weapon. Why destroy a weapon like that, when you can contain it in a relic and keep it for yourself? A weapon is only an asset for as long as it isn't pointed at you. The means of Vlaakith's own end has been ripped away from her. Better to have Orpheus killed than to risk his escape. Better to risk the rise of illithids than let the Prince of the Comet deny her the godhood she craves. Orpheus is honor guard, loyal to the end. Trapped by Vlaakith in the same prism holding their noble prince, fruitlessly hacking at the sphere that contains him. They see us as Geich, tadpoled husks in the Emperor's thrall. I regret their deaths, but I pledge to live as they perished, in the service of Gith's son.
Alright, let's see. Alright, so let's see here. Do we... Let's do a long rest here. I think we need one. We're just like, let's just lay here with these corpses and things, because... Oh. Okay, so Shadowheart changed her hair.
So, there's been a mind flayer inside the artifact, or astral prism, the whole time we've had it. Sounds like utter madness, even though I've seen it with my own eyes. The more I learn, the less I understand just why I was sent to retrieve that thing. But it matters little now. I do not serve Shah anymore, nor the Mother Superior. The prism is no longer my mission. Saving my parents is. But I digress. Did you want something? Very serious of you. But go ahead. Not sure what to feel. My parents are alive,
okay.
and I need to save them. I'm lucky to have you, but of course.
Okay, well, her hair's white. She didn't say anything about it. She's tracking blood behind her because apparently we slept in all that. So, all right, let's leave camp. Oh, so that was Act 2, apparently. Okay.
We must find where Gortash and Orin have established themselves and take their
I feel like...
stones.
Have these not changed? Alright. Anyway, we're actually going to end it here. It's been a good video, some good fighting, some stories, some this and that, you know. So, but anyway, we're going to end it here, and appreciate you joining us, and we'll continue it next time.